Okay, I'll call this meeting of the Parks and Recreation Commission to order. Good evening, everyone. We have a quorum. So the first item of business is minutes of the May 1 meeting. Do we have any discussion?
I'll move to approve the minutes.
Motion?
Second.
Got a motion and a second? Any questions, comments? Thank you, Nick. Any objection to an unanimous approval? So, minutes stand approved as read. Okay, our next order is for public comments. So we have someone with us tonight. So if you step up to the microphone and give your name. And we're the listening audience. We don't make any decisions, but we'll be listening to what you have to say.
I'm Beth Wise. And I'm John Wise. We live in North Liberty here on St. Andrews Drive. We're part of the Quail Creek neighborhood. And we've actually been here before. You may recall we were here about a little over a year ago. We're part of the Neighborhood Association of Quail Creek, and we also are heavily involved in the Freedom Park activities. We kind of call ourselves the Friends of Freedom Park. That's a pretty informal title. But we've done some cleanup activities. We've contacted the city. They've helped us with trash bags and other activities to keep our park as clean as the neighborhood likes, so we can all enjoy it. And we plan on doing some more of that this year. We were going to have a spring cleanup, but unfortunately we ran into a little bit of a problem with the pond. It's full of algae. And so some of the neighbors wanted us to maybe bring it to the attention of you're probably already have seen it and already noticed it, so we're not probably telling you anything you don't already know. But we were just wondering a couple of things. First of all, regarding the algae problem, is there anything that the Park and Rec Department is going to do this summer to help alleviate that? And if there is, we'd like to know a little bit about it so we can, report back to our neighbors. And if you want some assistance, if you need help in any way cleaning it up, if, require some volunteers to, show up on a certain day of the week when you need some assistance, we'd be more than happy to offer that if it's needed or wanted. That was kind of the first item. And the second thing is, I think when we were here a little over a year ago, there was discussions about the Freedom Park having a trail plan. And I think there's been some recent reports that it's in the budget for this upcoming year, and that there is a plan. And so we wanted to find out a little bit more about that plan, and if we could share it with some of our neighbors and see what everybody thought about the plan and if there was any opportunity for input to it. So those were kind of our two agenda items. I've talked a lot. I probably hit you with a lot of information there. I don't, so, please feel free to let me know what your thoughts are and, or us, and then we can
answer.
And I just noticed that too when we were walking, that there's so much algae in that. So thank you.
Yep. We've actually this is our fourth round of treatment in that pond. So we're trying to get ahead, trying to do something out there. If you recall, it was about 2 years ago, we had a major fish kill out there during the winter and took out all of our grass carp. And so last fall we had a new batch of grass carp put in, but they're small and they're not doing what they should be doing. But it's also been kind of a perfect storm this spring. Very little rain. We had overcast days, a lot of overcast days, and it just bloomed. So we're trying to get ahead of it. We have a boat that we can put a rake on the front and we can push it all to one side. That's our next step. We were actually talking about that, maybe going out next week, but I wanted to see, we hit it really hard with this bacteria enzyme product. And I really want to see if it helps any at all before we go out next week. But yes, we are aware of it. So trying to get ahead of it.
That sounds great. Do you need any help from the neighborhood? I mean,
sure.
What can we do to help? In other words,
yeah. As of right now, I don't think so. It just if we do take the boat out and push it off to the side, it's going to take a lot of pulling that stuff up on the bank and getting it into a truck. So that's kind of where we're at right now with that one.
Yeah, and let us know if that is something where you need extra hands. I'm sure we can get ourselves and some neighbors that would be happy to help with that too.
Yeah, this is the first year that we've been hit this hard with algae in that pond. So
Yeah, I
well
think
aware
we've
of
all
it.
noticed it this year. I think
Yeah.
you're right. It was a perfect storm of
Yeah.
a combination of weather and
Yeah.
other factors, environmental factors, and all of it sort of hit the pond pretty hard. So
Yeah. So we're trying to do what we can. If all else fails, we're going to go out there and see if we can't just pull it out. So
Is that hitting other ponds?
not
Similarly,
so
or-
much. What else? We have one more pond that's Marley.
Yeah, Marley.
But that's always been a problem.
That's kind of been a
There's so much
troublesome.
vegetation around that, and just kind of been a problem child. But yeah, just these two ponds. But everything else is clear.
Will the
Yeah.
carp will they get bigger?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
maybe
yeah,
like
yeah.
next year.
They were about
this
this
will-
big when they put them in last fall,
Okay.
and they get
Yeah.
they get huge.
Okay.
Pounds.
So I'm hoping in a couple years they'll be doing what they're
Taking
supposed
care
to
of
be
it.
doing. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, believe it or not, they really help. The grass carp.
They're trying. Can you update on the trail?
So the project is going to start here very, very soon. We have a progress meeting, a kickoff meeting tomorrow. Let's see, look at my calendar and see if it's on site. But there's going to be on Pebble Court at the very end, there's a storm box that's been damaged during snow removal. That's going to get replaced. The trail is going to get shifted over a little bit. So we have a clear shot to the trail, and that's all going to get replaced going down between two homes there. And then all it's going to do is just weave its way out and make its way over to Jones Boulevard. It's not like it's a loop. It's just a connection between Pebble Court and Jones Boulevard. So it's not a loop trail.
Okay. Is it going to be paved or
Yes, it will be paved.
Yep.
concrete, asphalt? Or?
Yeah, concrete.
Okay.
Let me see when that progress. It's at 2:00 tomorrow. Pre-construction meeting, and it's at City Hall. So we're meeting with the contractors and that to go over the progress or over the project and the timetable. So they'll let us know where they're going to start. If they're going to start on the trail or they're going to start up on Pebble Court. I don't know yet. But they're wanting to start in a week or so with that project.
I have a few neighbors might ask, is it eventually going to go all the way around, or is the plan always
Yep.
from Pebble to Jones? Okay, Yep, that's good.
Yep. There really isn't enough room on the other side,
Right.
on top of the berm, to get a trail of any type. So
Okay. Is there going to be any landscaping associated with the trail?
not currently. However, we're going to have a couple trash receptacles placed
Oh, good.
alongside the trail. There's going to be some pads poured for that. And then we'll probably have some doggy stations out there so people can grab their bags.
That's always good.
Yeah. So, but it's going to basically go in between some trees and that. They're going to also replace one of the storm outlets that go into the pond has fallen off. They're going to repair that
Oh, good.
in the process.
Well, that'd be good, yeah. No, and
That
once
guy
again,
knew your questions.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, appreciate all the help and information. We'll pass this on to the neighborhood as if you need anything from us, let us know. And if there's anything you need for the trail
Sure.
too, I mean, after it's done, if,
Yep.
if there's anything needed for planting grass or whatever shrubs.
Yep.
or whatever.
That's part of the project, the seeding.
Good.
However, I hope we have a better fall and spring when we get this one going, because we did Fox Run Park last year and we still don't have seed out there because it was
Yeah,
poor fall and really a poor spring for growing seed. So, yeah.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I think the extra trash receptacles are gonna be helpful too. There's some neighborhood kids that have been cleaning up the park
Yeah.
on occasion, and they've
Yeah.
let us know that they want more than one receptacle, so
Yeah.
we'll let them know that they're gonna get one, so.
Yeah, in that
Yeah.
little roundabout there at Pebble Court, out on the street there, we're in the
Yes.
we're in the process of finishing that up. So
I saw some work had been done.
yeah, mhm.
I think it should have a little sign, North Liberty's original roundabout.
yeah, exactly.
Be a little sign there.
Great. Okay, that's good to know,
historical.
too.
Yeah,
We've had a few that have been questioning that also. so
it'll be finished up. Our plants just came in today.
Okay.
We had problem getting our plants here because they had such a huge winter kill in Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
So they were having a hard time getting plant stock, and we only got a fraction of what we had ordered. Yeah, but we have enough to do the
Good.
little Pebble Court. roundabout.
Thank you.
great.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you.
Appreciate having
I
community.
Appreciate your past efforts and helping us keep up on the pond and everything too. So,
And we plan to do another cleanup once the algae
Sure.
is out of the way. 'Cause
Yeah.
right now it's just so messy, so.
Yeah.
okay. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Night.
Okay, then next on the agenda, we notice that we have some board members' terms that are coming up, Nick and Jeremy. It sounds like both have applied. And there are other candidates, but the appointments will be made at which city council meeting, do you know? Is it the
Don't know yet.
Second one, first one in June, second one in June?
They put both in there, the 10th or the 24th, so I'm not sure exactly which one.
You'll get a notice.
Find out one way or another, I suppose.
Yeah.
You will definitely be notified, and if I hear anything, I will definitely reiterate the notification once I hear as well. So, but you'll probably be hearing from the mayor first.
We don't get to vote, so.
You might be expecting a phone call from the mayor, because I did.
Yeah, the mayor
There was
called.
Oh,
like
I
a
didn't-
weekday dinner time. Was like, sorry, I missed your call.
I got an email from Tracy. I didn't get the mayor's.
Oh.
Good one. So
Are there term limits in the bylaws? Are there, like, you can only run for X number of term? I'm not saying this because. Come
I thought we
on.
were friends.
Yeah.
I do not believe so.
No.
I don't
Okay,
think
We've
just
had-
curious.
On the tree and stormwater board, I've had a person on there for years and years and years.
Years and years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, just curious. Yeah.
Me too.
Okay, ready to move forward with Parks report.
You ready?
Eye in these pictures.
Oh, yeah. Well, May is one of our busiest months for getting everything back in order from winter, getting the ball fields up and going, and just parks in general. Let's see. Building maintenance, we keep up on building maintenance things. We did power wash 12 of our picnic tables that are used at the Rancho House for their summer
Lunch program.
and other concerts and things. So we power washed them off and stained them. All groundwork. This is talking about the 242 Main Street property. I think we maybe talked about it. Anyway, we bought 240 and 242 North Main Street. That's right adjacent to the fire station. And that's for future expansion of the fire station. But my job is to do the demo work. So getting contractors lined up. Asbestos abatement is going to take place on June 16th. So I have to get all those things in order, and then before that can be taken down. So that's one thing that I've been doing a lot of work on. The big one this month, we are hiring a physical facilities manager position to take over some of the duties that I do, like overseeing the HVAC systems here, the new Centennial Center, the police station, and rec center. It's just gotten to a point where we have enough stuff to keep one person busy. So we did interviews, we took applications, and we had a lot of good applicants. We did hire an individual that will be starting June 16th. And so they're going to start taking over some of the building side of things. This person will still be underneath the Parks Department, however. Equipment maintenance, keep it up with the mowing, maintenance, ball field maintenance ball fields have been big because of tournaments and NLCBS programming. Landscaping equipment, of course, continue to work on that. Ball fields, yes, we had, we've had quite a few tournaments. We have a pretty good one this week, I think, this weekend, ball tournament. I think we have a couple more before our seasonal help goes back to school, but mowing, this hasn't been as bad because it's been a little dry, but we've been short on employees. It just seems like it's getting later and later when we receive our seasonal employees. This gets later and later, so most of our employees just basically started like the beginning of June. I wish we had them a month earlier, but then they leave in August again. So then that leaves us for all the fall mowing. That takes a lot of time and employees. I guess another very big one is landscape maintenance. The seasonal weed pressure, getting around to all of our roundabouts, all of our streetscapes, cleaning up from winter kill, getting everything back. And some of these plants that we had ordered were going to be replacements for like roundabouts and our boulevards, but we'll just have to keep working on that. We like to do a little bit every year just to keep up on it so we don't have a big issue when, at one time.
I hear a lot of comments about they love the purple.
Yeah, we do have a lot of purple.
What is
Yeah.
this called? They love the purple.
Yeah, we do have a lot of purple, but it looks good. All the planter boxes have been planted. So at Liberty Center, we have all those planter boxes. Plus, we have the new ones at like the new bike tunnel, Heinz ice cream, the bike sugar bottom bikes, planters like that we have to maintain. We got the community gardens ready. That was for the May 1st garden plot opening. I believe we have all plots are rented again.
I think so.
Just to touch base on that, I have an Eagle Scout project that we suggested. We get a number of Eagle Scouts every year that want projects, but this year we decided to have them make us. We're supplying the materials, and they're going to build them. Raised garden beds that we're going to place up there at the community gardens for, maybe somebody that's in a wheelchair or somebody that can't bend over as well. But we're going to start out with 4 and see where that goes from there. But that's an Eagle Scout project that's going to be coming up. So
Awesome. Jason know about that too then?
yeah, I kind of mentioned something to Jason about it. That was before I knew for sure. So yeah, so I'll talk to him a little more about it.
Gotcha.
We treated all of our detention piles with beneficial bacteria and enzyme products, which I've already just talked about, due to an early bloom of algae. What that product does, it helps deplete the overabundance of nitrogen and nutrients that are in the water. And that's what the algae grows on. So the enzymes and bacteria, they feed on the same source and deplete the food source for the algae.
When the carp come in and eat the algae, is that what the carp do, or how's that fit in?
Well, what you want is the carp. That's all you have to do is let the carp eat the algae. But right now we have an overabundance, and the carp they are not big enough to eat a lot.
It's not hungry enough.
Yeah. So time will tell on that. But
Right out there catches some big carp more through.
yeah. We
You mentioned
plan
the other pond, Marley. What's the other one?
Marley.
And off of that, people have asked me how that got its name.
That was donated, and I can't remember the people who donated it, but I have it in records. They wanted it named after their dog.
Oh,
And it's hyphenated, Marley.
Yeah.
And that, okay. Yeah, in my neighborhood
So
over there, people have asked me if I knew how.
Yeah, a little bit of JAG property was donated, so, but one stipulation, they want it named Marley Park. So it's named Marley Park.
Right.
After someone whose last name
And it is hidden where we don't see the algae like on Frieder.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah.
There, but
We planted 12 shade trees at Penn Meadows Park on May 5th. This was funded in part by Mid-American Energies through the Trees Please grant that we received, something we apply for every year, and we've been successful at getting it every year. But they were actually there. Some of the linemen that work for Mid-American, they do the tree clearing along power lines and stuff. They were there and actually helped us plant.
oh, cool.
So that was kind of a good thing. Red Fern Dog Park, we reseeded a lot of that because just of the wear and tear it gets. Just a reminder, the dog park is now closed for a month due to the construction of the frontage there. They're going to, this is because of the trail project, they're going to shift the road over closer, one lane of the road closer to Red Fern Dog Park. They're going to put a median in between. It's kind of a refuse median. So when people want to cross from the trail that's on the other side of the street, they have a refuse spot in case traffic is going by there before they move across. So it's getting shifted, and that's why it's closed. I would like to especially thank Heritage Christian School and students for their service work completed in our parks on May 2nd. I can't tell you how many years they've been doing this with us, at least 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But this year, they have in the past, they help us with Cornerstone Park. So we clean out some of the underbrush every year, and it's starting to get a little better, but there's plenty of there yet. But we always save that for them. And they help us mulch trees in like Penn Meadows Park. Last year was Quail Ridge.
Quail
this year. Yeah, that's right.
Creekside last year.
In Creekside last year. So actually, you can get over quite a bit with many hands on board. So it's kind of nice day of service that they do. So I want to especially thank them for that. The Penn Meadows Splash Pad, we did a spring annual startup on that. It's still splashing. And a lot of people are enjoying it.
It was busy today when I rode by there.
Yeah. Speaking of splash pads,
Three childcare buses there, whatever.
Yeah. Speaking of splash pads, we have been having recent meetings. We had one today on phase 2, which includes a 5,000 to 7,000 square foot splash pad at Centennial. So hopefully we get that on our way. That might be next year project that's going to go on. So that's kind of exciting.
Very.
Our park staff participated in the Remarkable Rig event on May 10th. That's where we showcase a lot of city equipment. The kids get to sit on it and play with the controls and steering wheel and stuff. We also, park staff inspected and prepared our playground sites. That's ahead of another event, the playground crawl. That was held on May 17th. We dispersed 4 semi-loads of playground wood chip to those particular playgrounds to get ready for that event. Kosher Park, if you recall, we put a new backstop up last year, and which took down our old dugouts, so we didn't have dugouts. Liberty High School construction tech team, I think it's 3 or 4 years on them too, that they have volunteered, or they look for a project, we supply the materials, and they build it. It's been a great partnership with them, but they just finished up 2 dugouts at Kosher Park. So I guess it's been 4 years. I had it written down. But anyway, it's been a good partnership with them. The kids really enjoy it because they get a lot of hands-on stuff on construction. And this month we finished interviewing for potential seasonal employees and have hired 15 employees for the season. If you have any questions, I'll be more than happy to answer. So.
I was just going to ask about the roundabout. So that's exciting.
Yeah, that should be, I would say by end of next week, it should be pretty much together, done.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I thought for a second, one time I drove by when the weeds, naturally had grown up
Right.
and they were so lush, I thought, oh, and then I looked closer. Nope. That's not it. But it looks nice and clean and ready for plants.
Centennial, all the reseeding and the dirt that had to be put back, does the contractor do that, or are you responsible for that? All those patches around where they had.
This just got seeded. The contract, the way we have it, the contractor gets to go in there and do his rough grading, and then they do a fine grading. We have a week opportunity to come in and fine tune it the way we really want it. So that's what we did. We came in there and fine tuned it the way we like it, and just right before this rain, they hydroseeded it.
Oh, good.
Well, it's amazing how it looks so much. What a mess it was to what it's gone to. If you haven't been out by Centennial lately, drive by, purposely swing that way. Everybody.
Yeah, it's really coming together. If
Around.
you drive the loop, you can see the stage.
Yeah.
It's really, really nice.
We drive by every single day. It's just
Yeah.
And the splash pad, the Centennial splash pad, is it gonna start construction this summer?
No,
Oh,
possibly next summer.
next summer. So it will be open to.
It probably, it wouldn't be 2026. It'd probably be into 2027 before.
Okay,
It'll be
good to know.
quite a project. Gonna take
Yeah,
quite a-
yes, it's a pretty
So
big
we
project.
see the site starting kind of, I mean, decked in. We are excited.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this summer projects, Quail Ridge Park, we're gonna dig out the playground safety mulch in there, and we're gonna convert that over to rubber, which is gonna require us to do a concrete border around it. It won't be a sidewalk, but because of the hillside, it's gonna be very similar to like the rock climbing area where it's just a narrow wall basically around it. That's gonna get a rubber surface this summer. And Centennial Park, we're gonna add on to the existing traditional playground. It's gonna be more of an ADA style, where you could actually roll a wheelchair right into it, swing, and which they can also share that with like a family member or somebody else that want to be on the other side. So it's a multiple people swing set, and then a merry-go-round where you can actually pull the wheelchair right into it and not get flung out.
That's awesome. Does that park now, or will it have like modules or sections for kids with sensory issues?
You mean like a sensory board or?
Yeah, I've seen some.
But we just installed one at Centennial or
Okay,
at Pin
I
Meadows
knew
Park.
we were talking about one. I wasn't sure where there
Yeah.
were some. Someone had asked me about that,
Yeah.
and I knew it was. I even thought we had them. I should know where they are, but
Yeah, we just installed one at Pin Meadows.
at Penn Meadows. Okay, great, good.
Talking about Centennial Playground, is there still a portable restroom there? Or one time I was there and we didn't see any more.
Yep. Just a little late getting them out. They were delivering them this week.
Oh, nice.
So they should be out there.
Okay.
Won't be long till we'll have
Yeah.
nice ones.
One feedback,
there, that's gotta
one
be-
feedback about the what I encountered when you had the playground crawl. So there were a couple of parks that we explored, right? And one park, and I believe it's a Fox Run Park. And I had this issue before. So when you put a Fox Run Park into Google Map, it pops up two addresses.
Foxford Neighborhood Park. Unfortunately, we have too closely named. Foxford Neighborhood Park and Fox Run Park, just right close
So
to each
maybe
other.
you can edit the name. I wonder if somebody is able to like edit. Anyway, so my husband took my kid and he said nobody's there and there's no playground. I was like, oh, I had this issue and you need to search for the other
Yeah.
part.
Yeah. Go further down the road.
Yeah, and I think
there
sometimes
any
that's
way-
like it automatic, it doesn't fill in, you
Yeah.
know, when you,
So anyway, is there any way that we can fix the Google, map?
I can surely ask someone that might know how to do it.
Yeah.
but I certainly don't.
Do
Because the new park looks, very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
of course, and that's the playground crawl is to introduce people to a lot of these different parks and what there are, the different things that are there. And in some ways, they're neighborhood, but they can also be a destination. Everybody's welcome to go to any of the neighborhood parks. And if you find some playground equipment that, fits, like the zip line over at the
Beaver Creek.
Beaver Creek, or something, that fits the kids that you have, go to any of the parks. And of course, Centennial is going to be the probably big one for everybody and all the families and out-of-town people and everything. But
Yeah.
it's going to be great.
But unfortunately, with the playground that we're gonna start working on, that's gonna force us to have to close them for a
Close
little
them,
bit.
Quail.
So, yeah.
So the Quail Creek neighborhood can go around and check out all the other playgrounds. So, yeah, there's a lot of grassy area and nice basketball goals there now. So for play. Anything else for Guy?
Just random question. Any update on longer term plans? I know at one point we had talked about 4 or 5, 10-year plan.
Yeah.
Involved. Oh gosh, it was Centennial Park was first, and then it was maybe like a multi-use rec facility or something. Just curious if there's been any further discussion about those, or if those are still so far off that they're just kind of sitting there.
Well, I think we have a pretty recent parks plan that would kind of go out, spell things out a little better. I'm sure that's
In
on.
regards to the parks,
Yeah, in regards to parks, I'm not sure about rec.
I was gonna say.
Well, they do have a city master plan now. More of an overall city master plan.
Might bring
Maybe
that
we'll
next time.
try
I
and get a
guess,
copy
Yeah.
of that and see what.
It's property still in the works, north?
Yes, it's in courts right now. It's in the court.
That's what, that's to be a multi-use.
That's the multi-use, like,
Area in the north.
Like
end.
fields
soccer
and
fields.
soccer
Yes,
and
yes. We
whatever.
still don't have possession of it, so.
But that's planned to be not baseball,
Correct.
more field sports.
Yeah. Maybe more passive soccer fields. We'd like to pull the soccer program from Penn Meadows and put them over in something like that. Of course, there might be, I'm just thinking playground areas, maybe a
Sure, yeah.
shelters and things like that to go along with it.
But more
Facility.
designated primarily for athletics, I guess, or field.
Possibly, yeah. More, yes, for sure. It's always been talked about having the soccer program over there.
Yeah.
And I know if you build it, they'll come. I mean,
Yeah.
there's always need for soccer fields. So.
Nice open space, yeah.
Awesome. I was just curious. Thank you.
Yeah, it's still in the plans. We just don't have the property yet.
It's hard to do a little work without actually having property, I suppose. So we'll be patient.
Anything else?
And we'll try and get a copy of that city master plan to
Yeah.
see.
Yeah,
Yeah, if it's just a PDF. There's probably something on the website too,
might
and I just
be.
haven't found it.
Yeah.
but-
good to review that. Okay, we move on to Shelley, Rec Center.
Like I said, May is busy just getting ready, especially the outdoor pool. We filled the outdoor pool and we found some gutter cracks that needed repair. So we then had to drain the pool down past the gutter lines and make some repairs, let it cure. And so some of that work then led to time needed for chemical treatment, refilling, and then having time to get staff trained and doing their duties in the outdoor pool. So we did delay opening. Normally we open Memorial Day weekend. We actually took a look, not only because of the delays of the repairs and stuff, but we also took a look at the weather forecast, and for Memorial Day weekend, it wasn't ideal, so that's why we didn't really want to push our staff uncomfortably to get prepared in their trainings, and so we did not open except for the weekend of May 31st was our first weekend open, and then after tomorrow, Iowa City School District, when they're out, is when we start our regular hours. We've had many, many others that aren't part of Iowa City School District wonder why we weren't open at noon this week, but we were open this week. Biggest thing there is a lot of our staff are younger, high school, and still part of Iowa City School District. So because of limited staff, why we went 5 to 9 this week. And again, next week, full summer operations will start.
Shelley, I feel like we ask this question a lot, but what's up with the clarity issues? And the pool closed again, right?
Wish we had answers.
Still just trying to work it out.
Again, yeah, this first weekend, part of the just normal operations of filterings, because that was delayed a little bit, delayed getting the bather load in there to stir it all up, also plays a part. So the first weekend we were open, the 31st and 1st, we did close both. I think we went noon to 3 on the first day of opening Saturday. Sunday, we did go from noon to 4:30 before the clarity issues. We're using new clarifiers. We're using 2 different ones, trying to figure out what else we can do. I know on Sunday was the warmer day. We did get to our capacity and had to do the 1 in, 1 out type situation once we get to our capacity limit. So, but again, we did go longer than the day before. So it's just that
Baby
cycle of
steps.
operations and trying to figure out why it continues to happen. And so we're continuing to research it, and we'll
Is
hopefully-
that something that's like just consistent across municipal pools? I'm just curious. Like, I'm hoping it doesn't sound accusatory, by the way. I wasn't trying to say, what's up with that, Shelley? It's more like, I'm just curious, like, if we know what's
No,
happening.
it's very frustrating, and it's frustrating to us as staff too, and actually to even our trying to think, Caracol Aquatics is our pool consultant or whatever, and they're dumbfounded and can't put a figure on it either. And we're just trying to figure out somebody that can come and say, what is the culprit?
Here's
and
what you
we
need,
just still haven't been able to figure out what the culprit is. So I don't have any answers at this point, but we're going to still keep working at it and try and figure out what it is. So
How is it set up? Is there somebody that's watching that throughout the day, or is there like an alarm that goes off if a level of something is
it's
off?
at the deep end of the pool. If pool staff cannot see the bottom of the grates, so in time,
So visually,
right,
it's,
first of every day, crystal clear, you can see the grates at the bottom of the pool, you're like, yes. And then gradually, as we get bather load, as either micro things start floating around or what, that visibility to see that bottom drain. And then once you cannot see the bottom of the drain in the deep end is when, just
Then you
by
have to-
rule, you have to close.
okay.
Because if someone would happen to be sinking down to that
bottom.
lower depth, you wouldn't necessarily be able to see them.
Sure.
We'll just blame it on the Canada wildfires.
Yeah, no doubt.
Maybe we'll we'll blame it on that this year. But-
Yeah, I was gonna say that carp laying
Put
around.
some
don't we?
carp.
Yeah.
Yes, that'd go over well.
God, if it would work though.
All
I
right.
might try that. But we'll keep working at it. It's definitely very frustrating. But I think in years past, early on in the season is when we experience it. And then as we continue along, then it seems to get better. So
Very weird, yeah.
it's very, very odd and hard to understand and even explain what is happening. And
Just
keep
all the
trying.
New bathing
ChatGPT
suits or
has an
something
answer.
that's in there.
what?
Yeah, chat
Maybe
GPT.
ChatGPT has an answer. Just try it out.
I was going to say, we're trying everything. So
Sure.
it's crazy. Oh, let's see what else. Summer programs began in the month of May. Guy already mentioned the 2 city slate events that were held, Remarkable Rigs and Playground Crawl during the month of May. We did see an increase in our database from an increase of 350. You'll continue to see that probably increase with pool passes. So continue to see that continue to rise. Swim lessons will begin middle of the month, so I don't have any information right now on swim lessons. But a lot of them are full. Again, that started in April, registration for summer lessons, so pretty much all of them are full. Let's see. Pee Wee Baseball had 35 participants. That is a program Jonathan runs for us. And he's done a good job to continue to meet that demand. He also is in charge of the adult pickleball, and we had 8 participants in our adult pickleball lessons, I think it was. May also was a month for our Rexters before and after school program counselors and or returning counselors prepare for summer camp. So we have a summer camp that starts up next week as well at the community center. Let's see what else. During the month of May, we had 2 classes that we worked with the Iowa City Senior Center held at the community center. A Matter of Balance class had 15 participants, and a movement class had 8 participants. So that was a nice partnership, and I'm hoping that continues year-round. So more to come on that. We're averaging about 35 participants per date, and in the month of May, we served 174 meals to our seniors. Let's see here. The opening weekend, with it being only 2 days financially, instead of the 3 days, because we're usually open Memorial Day weekend, actually we did financially pretty well for the 2 days, around $9,000. So it ranked up there with some of our better 3-day weekends. So we were happy about that, even though we did have to close a little early because of clarity issues. You'll see on some of the reports, the point of sale transactions, we're up over 1,500 point of sale transactions, and you'll continue to see that rise as daily pool fee revenue comes in. So we'll keep a track on that. Rest of the report is normal information. That is included. I did include a couple pictures from our first 2 days of opening. Revenue report is in there. But I'm open to any questions you might have.
Hey, Shelley, this was a while ago. So you had an under the water egg hunt during Easter. And I noticed that you used to be free, and there was $5 fees for this year, which I feel nice because there was more revenue coming in. But how does that affect the enrollment compared to previous years?
Well, the reason we have to put a fee on that is just because of capacity as well. We only can take so many.
You want to limit, like
Yeah. So that is, and then just offering the other free things that they give out during that event is what the $5 minimal fee is for, is covering some of those supply costs.
Yeah, I mean, very reasonable, and I'm glad that you're having. And a quick comment, a random comment from someone I know. Someone is scared about joining in because it says under the water, and they're like, "Oh, you want my preschooler to go under the water to get the egg?" And it's above the water, and it's the kid pool, right? So just some random comment when they have not participate, like they want to participate for the first time, and they don't have any concrete idea of what the event is really about.
Can see that.
Yeah, definitely feel free to call the Recreation Center and talk with Ashley, especially if it's a pool-related activity. Some of the eggs and stuff, they do put little weights in them to drop them so people can go dive in under the water. So that's part of why it probably says underwater.
I see.
So definitely if there's any questions like that, feel free to call the Rec Center and we'll try and clarify that. But that's probably why I can see the underwater thought process there, but we do weight some of them down, so they do have to go down and dive for them as well. So I will talk with Ashley on if we should reword our literature a little bit on that, make it more clear.
Underwater. Yeah. Well,
In
another
the
one of those
water.
kind of unique,
In the water.
In the
kind
water.
of unique things. Yeah,
Around the water.
You're in the water.
for everybody.
It's something like egg hunt in the pool or something like that.
Pool egg hunt.
Yeah.
Just simple. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is busy time. The pool, I think also the 10 card. You can buy 10 passes. The pool pass.
Yeah, we are offering a punch pass, 10 visits for $40. And so some people have taken advantage of that versus memberships versus the daily fee. We also have the Silver Sneakers and the Renew Active partnerships going on. So if you have that part of Medicare, that is also a partnership that we have going on. So there's multiple ways to enjoy the facility.
Well, yeah, that's it. A lot of ways. I think like the pass and people that are just visiting for town and things like that. And grandparents have the kids a couple weeks. They can buy that punch pass, and kids go to the pool. Those things. Always unique things going. Brian's not here to pick on, so I guess don't have any other questions about.
Shelley, I have one more comment.
No problem.
So I wanted to talk about giving out candies at the kids, the Pee Wee sports program, and also the swim class. So first of all, I'm not trying to nitpicky. I am a strong supporter of all these kids program. I signed up for my preschooler for all the sports program, like a back-to-backs throughout the entire summer. It's just something that I experienced so far, and it's a really biggest struggle of me as a parent. So basically, kids get a candy at the last class of each program. So far, we did tadpole swim class and also the Pee Wee baseball program. And And I don't really remember if the candy gave to me or give to my kid. So it was a big struggle if the candy is already in my child's hands when I want to take it back. It was a big. So basically, I'm expecting at least a half an hour screaming in the rec center, and then we get stuck in the parking lot because she fight to get back on the car seat. And then when we finally got home, she was still screaming while I tried to get dinner onto the table. So it was towards the end of the day. I was like, I sometimes lost my cool. I was like, I really don't hope my day ends like this. So I talked to people like parents about my kids of the same age. We kind of share the same idea. It's just at this age, just to start to learn about how to resist, like how to control their own feeling about these things. And I feel like bigger kids probably doing much better job. And so when people, lots of people say I'm fine. It's okay. You don't have to make a fuss about it. And I'm fine with giving out candies. And what it really means, I guess, is many parents are so supportive of rec center and the kids program because they are so great and so affordable. And we are just trying to figure out a way that we can, secretly throw it away, or just to try to figure out a solution by ourselves. And if you are asking them, do you prefer to have candy? Or no candy is just fine, then I guess lots of people would agree with me. Giving this such affordable program, people we sign up just because we want to have this the program experience, not because we want that candy. I think if we keep doing that, maybe kids will want to participate because they are expecting a candy towards the end. So what I'm trying to say is, there is really no need you add on this extra thing. And if you see kids being so excited that they get a candy, parents might think in a different way. And I am not trying to say that you want to replace candy with something else, like a sticker or stamp or anything. I just feel like you don't have to prepare anything, really. It's just like a paper certificate that the tadpole swim class teachers give to my child is good enough. And it's really nice. And if you don't even prepare anything, then I still think it's a nice completion of the program because my child has participated each time, already make it. So just want to share with what I feel and my struggle from my personal perspective. So just something for you to keep thinking about for your future, development.
And so would it be, are you saying all candies? Because I think for our swim lessons, we do fruit chews.
Oh, I don't know. I think my kid got a candy.
Okay. I know we do
and also for
suckers for, I think, Pee-wee, I thought.
Oh, suckers, yeah. I consider it as a candy as well.
Okay.
Yeah, for 3-year-old, 4-year-old-ish, like moms also worry about choking hazards. So I also heard that some kids get coloring books or something. It's really nice, but you don't really have to budget anything about it. The thing is, if you have even a small budget for these things, feel free to leave it for your star instructor, as a reward for them. So if you stop giving candies, especially for the small kid program, I doubt if any parent will say, hey, you used to give candy and now you're give me your candy, or nobody will say that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll talk to our program leaders and figure out, maybe it's just a different way of having it available to pick up as they leave, or I'll have to figure out how to.
Yeah, and the bottom line, even if you still want to offer candy, please, just ask for the parent secretly. Is it okay? And then give it out. Yeah.
And I can see that, being a hard.
So I highly appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Understand. Here's the parents' perspective. That's why we've got all different ages in here. Get the perspectives. That's good. Thanks for sharing. Anything else?
Just a quick question just for Guy. In the picture of the dugouts at Kozer, are those being sheathed or shingled yet?
Yes, I have a contractor coming in to put the standing steam steel on top.
Okay. I just had noticed till I zoomed in that it looks like it still had the tie back on there. Whatever on the top.
Tie back on it now.
That's true. That's not part of they don't do the roof part of it because we do If it were shingles, yes, they'd probably do that, but since this is standing seam steel, you have to have the special tools to cut standing seams, roofing.
Sounds like an advanced class to me.
Yeah,
I'm on
You
it.
have to have the tools to do it.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I was just,
Yeah, and I don't think the school probably can't afford those kind of tools.
Good eye there. Yeah.
yeah, you know, got the glasses on today, so.
There are a lot of things coming up, so. Of course, we talked about the pool. I think this Friday night is the first concert at Renshaw. I think.
That's right.
It's on there.
That's where the picnic tables ended up,
Yeah,
so.
see how nice they look. Let Love Fly is June 14th, the big kites. A lot of different projects out there. Oh, Camp North Liberty, that's camp out night when, yeah. Do they get special things from the rec center or just do their thing? How's that work?
Yeah, the camping takes part on the grounds there, and then Matt Messick is in charge of that program, and he does a bunch of different activities as part of that event.
They come down to the area and activities go on.
Yep.
And some sleeping at night?
Yep. Some people sleep all night in their tents overnight. Yeah, that's the name of the game. Camp North Liberty.
I used to do ghost stories at those things. The boat regatta, that turning
City
into
Slate
an
event?
annual activity.
Yep. That's on that Saturday, the 21st. So
And
actually, right before leaving tonight, I think I saw the first person come to get their cardboard and tape and start their design. So definitely, I know the on the City of North Liberty website, it came out as a bulletin on where to get the supplies, how to register as a team, and there's different categories. So definitely take a look at that. And it was first year was last year, and went well, and anticipate continuing to grow with that event.
get your team together. Come get wet. Anything? I think that June's pretty busy.
Yes.
Coming up here. Well, anything else? We have anything else to be brought up?
Are we holding a July meeting?
Okay, that's the next item.
Oh, should I pay attention to the agenda
There you
perhaps?
go. So go ahead.
You need your glasses.
Yeah.
I do.
Our regular meeting night would be July 3rd, the night before the 4th. It is fireworks night down here at the park, right?
Yep.
But
Yep.
of course, that's after dark, but so I don't know what you're thinking for July 3rd.
And I know myself, and I believe Shannon has informed me she will not be present. But again, it's up to those that are here,
you
if
won't
we have a quorum or not. So,
I don't have a travel plan, but if
I would prefer
I'm
not
only
to
half
be
gonna
here
make it.
on the 3rd. But I will be if we.
Unless any
have a
pressing business would come before us, we could skip, if a lot of,
When are they coming to talk about dog?
August.
August? Okay.
we had some things. I've thought maybe an alternative to a July meeting would be maybe we might be able to go out to Centennial and
gonna
look
ask.
around.
I'm gonna ask what we can do.
That would
Go
be
poke
cool.
around there.
Tour.
That'd be really cool. Yeah.
You be up for that?
I'd be up for that. Not on the 3rd, but you know.
Yeah, okay, so it looks like we will probably not meet on the 3rd. If anything pressing comes up that we'd have to schedule a meeting. And if we do get anything coming up with possible tour out at Centennial, we'll get that word would come out. That would be something to do as an alternative to a meeting. Let everybody have a good 4th of July. And the fireworks are on the 3rd here at Penn Meadows, right?
Right.
That is fireworks, so celebrate here and safely. Anything else? So we're ready for the motion?
So moved. Motion to adjourn, please.
a second.
Anybody want a second? Got a motion and a second. Any objection to adjournment?
Please.
Meeting adjourned.